So this 1-minute video will basically get you into what I've been doing for the past month or so, and this is a draft from, I think, at least a few months. I think I want to say back in January. So primarily small things essentially amount to 30 minutes to 1 hour of work each. And what I mean by that is, for example, even if you don't know any RPG Maker, just know that these tiles have been modified somewhat. So tile set C here isn't going to really show you, but tile set B, you'll notice, might look a bit different for those who know some RPG Maker stuff. And that's because I personally went in and tweaked a lot of the coloring so that it matched what I want to do. This is one example. Another example is, say, a more conceptual example is, say I want this bucket of water right here to actually be a little bit higher. I would actually manually move the sprite or make it a 2-tile sprite. So for those who don't know, if, say, you take this bed, this is what I consider a 2-tile sprite. There's another vocab word for it, but I'm feeling lazy at the moment. And so what I would do is that normally, as you can see here, a bucket is 1 tile. I would essentially dedicate 2 tiles to setting this bucket higher. There are other things you can do. There are other plugins you can use to basically make objects move at your will. However, I don't like using those plugins basically, and they are for very specific reasons, because I want to do certain game mechanical things or make images look a certain way. That way it all fits. Another example, again, this example here is way older than, well, I have right now. So normally I like to place beds in a way that they look like this, even though, well, this is a bit high, but you get the point. So that they're not kind of just square like this. Same thing for drawers, same thing for cupboards. Even boxes, and some in this case would be the fireplace, but I think I excluded the fireplace in the final version of this map. But you get the point. And other things like tables, chairs, and whatnot, I usually leave. It's not something that a player normally thinks about, especially if you're playing an RPG Maker game. But yeah, just wanted to make this small video to kind of get you into what I mean by swerving and what I mean by making modifications. Again, another example is the tile sets here. Again, this is a very cut down version of what I have. So even though they look like this, how you would actually edit them looks a lot different. And if you've seen my other behind the scenes videos, you would kind of see what they look like. I think I've shown you these. I don't know if I've shown you this specific example before, but basically, again, this is kind of close to when I made that behind the scenes video. So that's what I mean by when I go in, I may have a few more tile sets for a smaller game. But in this case, I only started with 1 because I wanted to see what certain things look like. For example, again, if I use this and color this in, it'll look a lot more different than other things. And I think there was something else that used to be here. That's why this tile didn't change. But again, you get the point at this point. Not really much else to say. So if you have anything to say yourself, otherwise, not really much else to this video. It's a status update, and I'll see you when I see you. Thank you for watching. Bye!